Given Bitcoin's correction, should I buy Bitcoin stocks like Marathon, Bit Digital, Riot, and Microstrategy? So in this video we'll begin with Marathon, the first one we quoted. So let's quickly have a look and see what's going on here. So Marathon has a market cap of $1.4 billion, which may have accrued from the this sort of spike we can see here. This is this happened over a couple of days. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, but it has today, the 11th of January 2020, it is declining because Bitcoin itself has corrected, overcorrected by 14% and more. Sorry, 14% and probably more as well. Yes. Okay, so let's see if we can update this. It is saying 8 of January. So let's update that so that to give us the correct figure here. Okay, it's correct, $23.80. So it has a short interest of 14.87% and 52.64 million shares are sold short. So trend analysis is that Marathon appears to be in a strong bullish trend. Its 200-day moving average is upward sloping and the MACD histogram is above zero. It is outperforming the S&P 500 index, no doubt about that. Momentum for Marathon is strongly bullish. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is above 80, the level which many analysts call overbought. Okay, it's in the overbought territory of up there, and the momentum, yes, it's quite high. But at some point it was even higher than that. At some point it was at 467.1%. That is the price sort of change, not the momentum itself. So it's just it just gives you a closer picture of what the momentum is. Okay, this means that investors are actively purchasing shares and driving the price higher. Okay, but that will be more of what has happened in the past and far less of what is going on right now. So the last 10 days have seen significant volume in Marathon, with average daily volume above the average for the last year. Today's volume is no exception. 75.144 million shares have been traded already. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. Okay, so you can see that it has traded 75 million shares and it has a float of I believe we saw a figure of 50. Okay, we have a situation here. The browser's hanging. Okay, so it has a float of 52.644 million. So there's a huge demand in this case, probably to sell more, I suppose, because that was the prevailing. It's currently down. So people are either falling over themselves to come out of the stock or trying to buy more. So, well, I would say it's a stock that has run up a huge amount of gains, and okay, it has corrected right now, but still very volatile, I understand that there's a lot of interest in Bitcoin, and the interest in it is not just based on nothing, So the interest there, the reason, amongst other things, why major institutional investors are putting money in Bitcoin, which has driven the price at the moment or now, is because of the treasury yields and interest rates and inflation and all that stuff. They believe this is as it were, a hedge against a soon to disappoint piece of the economy, as it concerns monetary policy and their like. So they believe Bitcoin is a better hedge. So that's their belief, and they're putting money there. So it doesn't matter what you and I really think. If they put money there, they have it will respond. It will go in their direction. So I also believe that I heard also from some of the analysis going on and elsewhere, that some investors are just feel that it's the time is ripe to take some money out of the table, and that's probably why we have seen this decline at the moment. So yes, if you believe this is Marathon is worth buying, and a cheaper way of trading Bitcoin, as Bitcoin is at 31,000, and they're like, to be difficult to go get in there. With it, there's a huge amount of capital that is required to trade it, or even mining it is not even easy either. So if you believe Marathon is a good play for you, or indeed the other stocks we're going to cover now, I would suggest that it is the stock itself is still very hot. I wouldn't recommend that you put your money in it. Okay? So the next one will be Beat Digital. So let's see whether this is going to. Yes, it's rendering. Yes, and so Beat Digital is down by 25.61%. Okay, and Bitcoin itself is down about 14% or thereabout. So let's see, that's Bitcoin here. So it's down 16.11%. So this has even been hit. Beat Digital has been hit more. So let's see technically what's going on here concerning Bit Digital. So it has a micro cap of $1.2 billion, 48.044 million shares are on float, and the short interest is quite small. So we can see that it appears to be in a strong bullish trend. Its 200-day moving average is upward sloping, and the MACD histogram is above 0. Momentum for Bit Digital, as measured by the 14-period slow stochastic oscillator, is waning. Okay, so we can see, it has lost some steam. This price set of change has lost some steam. At some point, it was sometime earlier last year, 2020. It was, look at this. Even though it's a bit too far away, too far off, 483%. So. And of recent also, it was at that's as recent as this year, 2021, it was at 390%, but currently it is at 234.9. So yeah, you can say it's waning. Yes, this means that investors are less aggressive in their recent purchases, and may even be taking profits from profits in positions bought at lower prices. Okay, probably. Bit Digital is has a better exposure than probably Marathon to Bitcoin. Okay, so today's volume is on track to be lighter than usual, with 11.656 million shares having traded so far. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope indicator is positive, and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. So just like the previous one, that will be Marathon, I wouldn't recommend that you buy, even though it has corrected enough. Okay, and it's currently also below its 10-day trend line, 10-day moving average. Oh, that's to be honest, I am probably going to rescind what I just said now. So I might just say it's presenting a buying opportunity. So, but it's still risky. It's very risky. We can't really say. This is a very volatile stock, and it seems from all the indications, it's better. It's more exposed to Bitcoin than the others. So, well, if you feel 10%, that since it is has declined by over 25%, and it's currently trading below its 10-day moving average, that a buying opportunity has present itself, okay, yeah, you might just go ahead and do so, but don't risk a lot of money. Don't risk a lot of money. Technically, just it looks like there is, it's trading at it's currently undervalued, slightly because of this correction. So by all means, if you want to join in, but don't risk a lot of capital. Don't place a lot of money in this. So the other one is Riot. Riot blockchain. Okay. So Riot's blockchain is also down 15.87%, not as high as Bitcoin Digital. So of all these four stocks, maybe it's Bitcoin Digital that is believed or perceived to be the most exposed to Bitcoin. So unlike the others, it's also a micro cap and has about 15 million shares as well. But this time around, 11% of the equity are held by institutions, and it has a healthy short interest of 21.09%. So it's yeah, okay. But those short the short interest hasn't the short interest might be one of the key reasons why it has continued to rise as well, because if given what's going on with Bitcoin, as it rises, people with short positions will be running to cover their positions, and as such to continue to lead to a rally. So Riot appears to be in a strong bullish trend. Its 200-day moving average is upward sloping, and the MACD histogram is above zero. Comparative relative strength analysis shows that the issue is outperforming the S&P 500 index. Momentum for Riot is strongly bullish. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is above 80, the level which many analysts call overbought. Okay, it's in the relative strength index shows it is in the overbought territory. Yes, but it's also lost some of that energy, some of that steam as well, has rolled over now. It's just at the cusp of coming out from the strongly overbought region. So okay, and so this means that investors have been actively purchasing shares and driving the price higher. Okay, so and then the momentum as well, it's also has lost some of that steam as well. Okay, the last 10 days have seen significant volume in Riot, with average daily volume above the average for the last year. Today's volume is no exception, with 46.44 million shares having traded already so far. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. Okay, so much unlike Bitcoin Digital, I wouldn't recommend that you buy this one, even though it has also corrected. But Bitcoin Digital is a better buy. It has corrected and it's trading below its 10-day trend line. So, but this has also corrected, but I wouldn't really still recommend it. You have to be really cautious. But if you feel that 15% correction is healthy enough, forget about the trend line, then do so, but don't stake a lot of money and see how it goes. So let's quickly move on to the last one, which will be Microstrategy. Microstrategy, let's see how much it has corrected today, if it's up to a correction. Okay, it's not up to a correction. Correction will be like 10%. So it's currently at 8.92%. Probably it's the least of them all that is exposed to Bitcoin. But something interesting here is that you can see it has a market cap of $4.9 billion, and shares outstanding is 9.267 million. So that is interesting, and that may also be the reason behind this triple-digit stock price it has. Okay, so and also, all right, it's also a darling of institutions held, and they hold 95% of them. So it has a short interest of 11.113, So when you combine the fact that some institutional investors may not be trading very often, they may put their money in and they may not be trading very often, like some other regular market participants who may panic and sell off and all that stuff, and they keep selling back and forth, and when you consider that that's only 5% that might be freely available, to the regular market participants who are not part of that part of the institution fold, which is what I'm saying now. It's not exactly very accurate, but it's just an assumption. It's just the sort of thing that may be happening. So that 5% and this also this short float would definitely probably contribute to this sort of it will definitely cause the stock to continue to spike and increase in price. It has a short float, so the demand will exacerbate the movement of the stock itself. So let's see what it says here technically. It says Microstrategy appears to be in a strong bullish trend. Its 200-day moving average is upward sloping and the MACD histogram is above zero. Comparative relative strength analysis shows that the issue is outperforming the S&P 500 index. Momentum for MicroStrategy is strongly bullish. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is above 80, the level which many analysts call overbought. This means that investors have been actively purchasing shares and driving the price higher. Okay, definitely it's in the overbought territory, but it's also losing some steam. So we want to believe that this happened. So this it rolled over today. Yes, So given the fact that it's correcting, it's trying to correct. So it's a lot of some of the stocks. Some of them have been sold. So hence that decline in relative strength and volume as well. So the momentum as well, it's currently at 60.08. That is the price rate of change, not the momentum exactly itself, but just a closer picture to what the momentum is saying. So we go on and see that the last 10 days have seen significant volume in MicroStrategy, with average daily volume above the average for the last year. Today's volume is an exception, with 1.258 million shares having been traded already. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. So given this 1.258 million shares, yes, one might see that it is not up to what it was probably before. So that might be the reason it's currently has this the graph is indicating that it's has lost some steam. Okay, so because the volume is it's not even though it says it's high, it's been high. That 1.2 million shares might be less than what used to be the case before. So. We can see if that is the case now, then definitely some days ago the volume was definitely more than 1.2 million shares. But in any case, though, this is also quite an interesting stock. But at the same time as well, I wouldn't recommend this one for many reasons. As you can see, that's trading in triple digits. So it might be difficult for many participants to get involved. Probably the reason why there are more institutional investors involved, so they may have been responsible for this huge run-up in gain as well. And but I also believe that probably probably when it was floated, I don't have exactly the complete picture. It may have been issued at a higher price than usual, than maybe at triple digits price or thereabout. But in any case, though, it's a tougher stock to get involved with unless you have the means to do so. But even at that, I would still not recommend. It has not corrected itself. So I would not recommend that you get involved with MicroStrategy. If anything, you're going to get involved, try and look at Bitcoin, Bit Digital. It's let's see whether it's going to render and give us the update before we wrap up. So if anything, Bitcoin, Bit Digital is a better stock to get involved with, and it's also trading at $18.63. So yeah. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, subscribe, like, and share. If you're already a subscriber, thank you very much for watching this video.